straight from all the vultures. No scavengers here, just keeping it real. Pick got it out the mud, but it's still so clear. So sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you're trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Big XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm. I still live and fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty.
Yeah. What up, world? It's your boy Vic XL, and this is the Ride Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life, man. I want to get right into it. Gotta say one time for the good people over at WRFG, 89.3 FM Atlanta, 100,000 watt FM radio station. One time for the entire staff and faculty. Hopefully we'll be opening back up really soon for, we're open. You can listen to us, but the station has been closed and we haven't had any contact guests personally in our face for almost a year, man. So I can't wait for this whole pandemic. COVID thing is open for we can open back up our radio station and get back to the people. But you know what? We're still giving back because we're still keeping it moving and we're still doing interviews. All right? Now, with that being said, I also got to say one time for the good people over at Live365.com. All right? Live365.com is the internet's oldest streaming site. Now, they're not a streaming site to listen to your favorite album. They're not a streaming site to listen to your favorite single. No. They are a platform. They're a hub. They are a streaming site for terrestrial radio, left end of the dial radio, community radio, AM radio to broadcast over the internet. Right. They are a huge server. Now, if you have an internet radio, if you have a radio station, but you can be heard over the airways, but you can't be heard on the internet, well, you can partner up with Live365 and make your vision a reality by streaming on their server and paying your monthly dues, and they'll take care of all your royalty fees. All right? Now, we partnered up with them and launched our very own internet radio station, Ride 95. All right? The next in hip-hop, R&B, and country rap tunes. Now, when I say media-based, I'm explaining to a lot of artists who might not know all the business of what media-based is. Media-based means that if your music is properly registered through BMI, ASCAP, or Sound Exchange, then you will receive royalties for your play. You receive royalties for your play. Now, every internet radio station isn't media-based, which means a lot of internet radio stations just playing your music and you can't receive royalties, which is still fine because that's promotion. But with us, Live365 and Ride 95, we're media-based, which means artists, if you're properly taking care of your business, then you can receive royalties for your play. All right, now the way to check us out. If you want to check us out while you're home via your laptop or your computer, what up, DJ Slip Rock? All you got to do is go to live365.com, go into the search engine, and type in Ride 95. Click on my station logo. Once you click on the logo, you hear us live 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and I said that backwards. Now, if you want to check us out via your mobile device, it's also just as simple. All you got to do is download the Live365 app, go to the search engine, type in Ride 95, and then spell RIDE 95. Click on the station logo, and there you have us. Music, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We got some great original programming. We got the Country Rap Tune Show. We got the In the Mix at 6. We got the After Set Show. We got a lot of original programming. So please lock us in and check us out. All right? Now, also got to say one time for our official sponsor. If it wasn't for these people, then we might not be in front of you today. One time for the good people over at Liquor Lollipops. Liquor Lollipops is a premium hard candy designed to taste like your favorite alcoholic beverage. Now, Liquor Lollipops, they have 15 amazing bud bursting flavors. Sex on the Beach, tequila sunrise, gin and juice, just to name a few. To find out more about these flavors and more, visit them at liquorlollipops.com. Find out how you can become a brand ambassador. Find out how you can have Liquor Lollipops at your next event. And make sure you tell them Big XL and the Riding Dirty Show sent you. Okay? All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know I always got to get the business out the way. Now it's time for me to do what I enjoy doing most, and that's talking to the people on the street. The people that are cultivating the culture. The people that are changing the world. The people that are setting the trends. Whether it's through arts, entertainment, philanthropism, entrepreneurship, music, however you're changing the world, then the Riding Dirty platform is for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Riding Dirty Show. Author, businessman, Mr. Corey Cottle Sr., or I Believe the Vision. What's going on, sir?
Hey, man, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? I'm doing great today, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing amazingly well. I can't say whether I'm enjoying this weather or not, because one day it's cold, one day it's raining, one day it's sleeting, one day it's sunny. Right now, I got on some gym shorts, some Tim boots, and a goddamn turtleneck, man. It's just crazy outside.
Yes, it is. You don't know what's coming, man.
I have no idea. So, look, let's take a walk with Mr. Corey Cottle Sr. Let the people know where you're from, and tell us a little bit about your past and your journey to where you're at today.
Good question, man. Yeah, I'm originally born and raised in Jersey City, New Jersey. You know, coming up in Jersey City, you know, of course, it was not easy, you know, never easy, you know, growing up in the hood. But it is what it is, you know, and raised in Duncan Projects, and projects that's in Jersey City, New Jersey. And basically just always had big ideas, man, to do things, and just didn't understand what it was at times, you know, growing up. You know, but, you know, when you start having kids in the family and, you know, the mind starts to change, which is what most of us are supposed to. So basically it brought me into Atlanta. You know, I started this journey of wanting to create content, be a little bit more specific, create movies, create TV shows, create books, create things that was missing, and that's good content. And along with that, man, I struggled with believing in what I was building. You know, because I didn't have the resources, you know, at times. So I went in and out, creating projects, leave it alone, creating projects, leave it alone. And once I got to Atlanta, moved to Atlanta in 2009, things were really getting rough in Jersey City. And I basically made a decision, me and my wife, to take our family and move to Atlanta, which I felt that God was telling me to make this move. And this is where I will receive the rest of my blessings. Like more encouraging me to get into this. And now today I'm here in Atlanta, and we have created a table, so to speak. I can remember not too long ago hearing Tyler Perry speak. In his speech, he said, why are we continue to fight to sit at people's tables when we should be out there creating our own? And I was already basically tied down to tell myself this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But hearing him say that, man, that really sparked a fire in me. That was like no turning back. And no matter how hard it is for me, man, I want to own everything that I do. So now here I am today, and I have a table, books, movie scripts, TV show. So it's where I'm at today.
I'm going to be very honest. That Tyler Perry speech, to me, should have been the shot heard around the world. I'm not going to put it up there with Martin Luther King's I Had a Dream, but for us entrepreneurs, content creators, people doing our own thing, it definitely should have, if you weren't already woke, it should have woke you up, because a lot of times, especially on social media, I'm always seeing people talk about who don't support them or why they can't get into this circle or that circle. And that speech and watching that gentleman's history let me know that forget their table, forget their circle. Create your own table with your own dishes, your own food, your own silverware, and do your own damn thing.
Absolutely.
So me and you probably we was probably listening at the same time, but it definitely lit a fire. I already had a fire lit, but it made the flame burn even higher.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. It was deep. It was deep, man. And that's what it should have done. It was just like how some young black men stood and watched Obama become president. Like that's supposed to have resonated in us so deeply to change so many of our thinking. And it did. And I don't compare it to that, but that was one of the, let's just say I could line that up with one of the greatest speeches that you have heard of something that had to light a fire in your life.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So coming to Atlanta, were you already trying to pursue creating content while you were in Jersey, or was that a fruition that you felt like kicked in when you got to the city of Atlanta?
Yeah, this was something I started in Jersey. Basically, about 16 years ago, I started out reading books about how to write treatments and how to write movie script structure and things like that. And I basically got the software Final Draft. I started basically looking at other scripts that was written. And I just always felt that I had what it took to create good content. It was just so many things I would catch myself studying. Instead of watching a movie, I study it. And understanding that and just being confident that I was better than a lot of storytellers out there. And that's what basically gave me the strength to hold on and build up the faith along with God, opening up doors and everything. So when I got here, basically the book that I have that's going to be published next week is the story that I actually began, was probably one of my first ones that I actually wrote and lost on a floppy disk. That's how old it was. But, God is amazing, man. And because of that, and I waited and built other things, and I created a table. This story it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's crazy.
All right,
God is good. That's all I have to say about that.
Do you remember how you actually lost it? Did a computer crash? Did you misplace a floppy disk? Like, how did you actually lose?
I basically misplaced the floppy disk. And then when we moved to Atlanta, because like I said, I kept going in and out. I wanted to do it, I didn't. I wanted to do it, I didn't. And the thing about it is, I was always good at renaming people. So that let me understand that I was very creative, not just with concepts, but creating character. I'm talking about names that would stick with people forever. I mean, so I just knew it was something special that I had. And along with understanding the theory of how to piece that together and create scripts and create and produce good content, I was able to create my table.
Okay. All right. Now, what was the transition like for you and your family when you got to Atlanta?
Oh, man, it was rough, man. Coming to Atlanta from the city, it was different. It was something that we all had to get familiar with. And, and of course we were very uncomfortable, individually. I have my children, they're going through their own thing with school and, me. And, but we understood one thing, that it was a blessing, from God to give us the opportunity to come to a more suburban area, to come somewhere where we felt it was more resources and more opportunity if we had put in the effort, no matter what type of travel we wanted to take our lives individually. We just felt that this was a good place.
Okay. All right. So once you hit the ATL, what were some of your first steps to setting up your company?
When I got to the ATL, I still dipped in that, man, when I first got here. We talking 2009, so we're talking about 10 years ago. And, when I first got there, I still was writing. And the thing about it, what held me back, man, was resources. And it's like in Atlanta, it's a little different than New York and Jersey. It's like people network here. And that's one of the things that I love about Atlanta. People will tell you how to do this or reach out to you. They walk you through the door. Even though it's kind of hard to even get people some places to even give you a name sometimes. But here it just made it work, man. And God had his hand in this whole process, man, because everything just fell in place at the right time. I wish I'd have did this 15 years ago and had all this things going on and created this table. Yes, of course, but God didn't prepare me. I wasn't prepared for it, and I have to chalk it up to that. Time is time when it's God's time.
It's always God's time. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, first of all, why did you choose the name I Believe the Vision Productions?
Yeah, the name of the company is Believe the Vision Production. I believe the vision is the IG location, but the name of the company is Believe the Vision Production. I came up with that name because when I started getting into writing and creating content, I will always have a good idea and always will say to someone after I convey the idea to them, believe the vision, to get them to understand and believe my vision. So this is fire, ain't nothing else going to be hotter than this. Believe the vision. And I will always say it, And when it came time to build a production company and come up with a name, I'm like, wow, this is always something that I always say. And this is what it is, believe the vision.
Okay. All right. What are some of the projects or some of the things you're currently working on? I know you have a book. I want to come back to talk about the book, but let's talk about some of the other things that you got in the process, because I want to talk about the book actually last.
Okay. I also have a TV show. I really can't talk too much about that right now, but I can give you a little insight. It is a cartoon adult TV show. Seven-member multi-generational black family living in the country, working in agriculture, and running a store. The cartoon will also be a platform for black country music recording artists. It's about a black family living in the country. And like I said, it's adult. I can't really get deep into it, but it's people gonna love it.
All right. How'd you actually get into that aspect of things?
Well, like I said, I don't just stick with one genre. I write comedy. Okay, so we want to talk about the books last, so I will start with this then. I write movie scripts. When I create movie scripts, I want to produce my movie scripts into books. My movie scripts are not low budget, and I'm not sounding cocky or anything like that. I'm very confident in what I do. I don't write nothing low budget, and that's because I don't think that's what I write. That's what I produce. So when I have these content, I produce them in books, which I believe are good enough to be in books. So from that point of view, I also create TV shows. My first TV show I came up with, I always wanted to do something with animation, as far as cartoon, something that we didn't have as a black race in a long time since Fat Albert, to tell you the truth. But because it's more adults out there looking at content and animation, I wanted to be able to create a content for adults, or actually that talks about so many different things of politics, racism, religion, and cannabis. And, like I said, so that TV show there is something it's people gonna love it. People gonna love it.
Okay, no doubt. How did the animation, man? I agree with you. Even to this day, there's not enough African American animation. There's not enough African American comic books. I grew up thinking that there weren't any African American superheroes, and I personally think that's why Black Panther. One of the reasons Black Panther done so well, because they brung a African American superhero, even though he wasn't the first, to the big screen. So, man, I definitely look very, very forward to seeing that work, whether it's on the big screen or small screen. I look forward to that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on big screen. I can tell you that right now. By the end of next month, I will know definitely where's the home going to be at for this show. But they are drooling over it already, and I wish I could go deep into it, man, and tell you more and tell you the title, and you'd be like, oh man, this is crazy. Yeah, man.
All right. So look, let's talk about the books.
Okay.
All right. The book, you got a book that's in the process of being released, correct? What's the name of that book?
The name of that book is Tainted Souls.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the concept, how much time, we know you lost it on the floppy disk, but how much time went into writing it, and what's the concept?
Oh, man, that so much time went into that. I can't even fathom to tell you how much time I put and effort into that. One thing about me is that my loved ones close to me always told me years and years ago, man, do one thing at a time. I was never that type of person that and people really believe in that. And I'm here to tell you now, if your mind and your spirit takes you to another project and you are an entrepreneur, you are doing anything in entertainment, you let your spirit take you there. Because sometimes I wake up, I write a commercial. And sometimes I wake up, I write more towards the cartoon. Or it's later on in the day that I start writing something for some thriller that I came up with. So, and I'm glad I didn't stay stuck that way. I'm glad I bounced the way my spirit took me. Along with that being said, with Tainted Souls, basically the concept is about a disturbing cold family. That's basically in Cartersville, Georgia, is where I created the story now, where, it would be based out of. And basically it's a father who raising two children who actually grow up in this cold-hearted world of them not being who they supposed to be. Or basically so many secrets and things are unveiled that nothing but pain have been displayed on these children. And the thriller, it's basically a thriller with secrets of suspense. It says 28 years ago, a detective, Michael Flowers, found himself entangled in the twisted, sadistic mind game of Norman Thompson Sr., which is a suspect in the disappearance of 3 high school cheerleaders. Now, along with that, Norman Sr., the father, has 2 children, which is Junior and Megan. Junior is a little slow. He suffers from mental challenges. And one day he brutally attacks his sister to the point that he leaves her partially paralyzed. So she's in a wheelchair by the time the story starts and everything, and she's in college. But I will share this with you about Tainted Souls, man. Tainted Souls is one of those stories that keep you on the edge. You're not going to know what's coming until you're supposed to know. And it's very mind-chilling. It's just, when you really find out what's going on, man, you're going to love it. People are going to talk about Tainted Souls, man. I just can't wait to see the reviews. And I will share this. The bodies of the cheerleaders, they are discovered. The thing about it is that they've been in plain view sight the whole 27 years, the total 28 years. And so people will have to buy the book, of course, to find out. But I will share that.
All right, now.
They've been in plain view sight.
Man, I'm not even going to lie to you. In hearing you talk about the book, I think it's already movie worthy.
I write them in a movie first, then I produce them in books.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because what you just explained, I could see a movie.
I already have professional reviews already on this book, and people are just like, man, you need to sell a book for $30, bro. I'm like, nah. But a lot of people just feel like this has to be a movie, Lifetime movie, whatever. It's just so well written, man. And when you read it, it is almost to the point, man. I want to stamp on the back, money back guarantee. Just how so sure I am. I'm tired of people buying and investing in content that doesn't do them any good. that read something and you already know what's going to happen. You already know. You know, I don't. No, that's not what you want to get from me.
Okay. All right. When can we expect this book to hit shelves, and will it be physical or only downloadable?
No, it'll be physical. Basically, it'll be my website would also be on my IG, which is lowercase I Believe the Vision is my Instagram. My Facebook is Corey Cottle Sr. That's Corey spelled Correy. Last name Cottle, Cottle, Senior SR. And that's my Facebook. And also BelieveTheVisionProduction.com. Tainted Souls will be placed in Barnes & Noble. They'd be placed Amazon, Ingram Sparks, Apple. A lot of those platforms would also have Tainted Souls on February 10th. It'll be published.
All right, so right in time for Valentine's. So it'll be a great gift for people who have loved ones that are readers to purchase for a Valentine's gift.
Absolutely, and they will not be disappointed.
All right. Now, before I let you get off the line, do you have other books in the works, or what's next after the book?
Well, after Tainted Souls, I do have 4 books that should be released in the year 21. I have Tainted Souls, Backbone, which is a urban hood story. Backbone is more of a new baby boy. So everybody that's out there that love that baby boy and brown sugar and all that stuff, yeah, they're gonna love Backbone. And GPS is a horror. It's GPS, You Have Arrived. And then I have another one that's called Taken in Blood. So basically, it's going to be 4 books that's going to be published for the year 21, and I'm still working on about 4 movie scripts.
Okay, so Corey, you're busy. What do you do? What do you do for fun? Because you're creating all this content.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy? That's why I said people have to take where their spirit take them to. And I'm in sales. I've been selling cars for 20 years, man. And because of me being in sales, man, it took me away from really getting all this stuff done. Being in sales. People who've been in car sales and sales, they know, you make good money, but your time, you're trading your time for money. And this is what I'm getting tired of, trading my time for money. So now I have to make time. And by the grace of God, man, he allowed me to
90 seconds.
Started there, but now today I collectively say, hey, I have a couple of things done.
All right, Corey, I definitely appreciate you joining us on the show today. Before I let you go, tell them again, social media sites, the release date of the book, and the website.
Yeah, the release date of the book of Tainted Souls is February 10th. That is February 10th. And you can get that on Amazon, Barnes & Noble,
60 seconds.
Apple, my website, which is Believe the Vision Production. My IG, Instagram is lowercase I, Believe the Vision. And Facebook is Corey Cottle Sr., Correy, last name Cottle, Cottle, Senior, SR. Thank you.
Mr. Cottle, I definitely appreciate you for joining the show, and I definitely appreciate you for believing in your vision to bring all this goodness to life.
Absolutely.
Have a good day, sir.
I would love to be back, man, and do another interview.
Look,
absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, man.
I want you to come back.
Yeah.
I want you to come back. Let's schedule it a while. Let's schedule it a little later. I want you to come back and read a few excerpts from the book.
Absolutely. Let's do that. I would love to do that.
I appreciate it, my G. Have a good day.
Yeah. You too, man. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was visionary author Corey Cottle Sr. of I Believe the Vision Production. Make sure y'all check out his brand new book in stores February the 10th. The book is called Tainted Souls. All right, it's your boy Big XL, and this is the Round Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life. Y'all be safe, stay black, keep it gangster. Peace.